All right, this is the Magic Stick TV antenna. It's one of those as seen on TV products. I picked it up at a big Midwestern hardware store for $7. It's a very small antenna. You can see it fits in my hand here. It's only about 4.5 inches long. So it's really meant for UHF TV channels, maybe some strong VHF channels at the most. Despite the claims on the package, there's nothing about this antenna that makes it any more 4K ready than any other antenna on the market, store-bought or homemade. And besides, there aren't any 4K TV broadcasts out there anyways. The coax cable is 16 feet long, although it's spaghetti thin. It does give you a little more leeway in terms of where to put the antenna, somewhere where you're going to get a decent signal at least. It's got a couple of features that might be helpful. The first one is this push-on coax cable connector. Just connect this to the RF in or antenna in plug on your TV or digital converter box. The magnetic base that the antenna has might be helpful, giving you a few more options to mount it to a surface for decent reception. Now, as for the claim on the package about strong magnetic boosters improving weak signals, the only thing the magnets will help with, besides giving you more options to mount this antenna, is that the metal surface the antenna is connected to might reflect more TV signal back towards the antenna, but that has nothing to do with the magnets inside. It's very difficult to aim an antenna like this in one particular direction because it does collect signals from all around. It's what's known as an omnidirectional antenna. Kind of works like a car radio antenna, just picks up signals from whatever direction they're coming in. The only thing you can really do with this is mount it either vertically or horizontally. You'd want to try both options and see which one gets you either the most amount of TV channels or the best overall signal quality. A couple of other things to keep in mind. Try mounting this near a window and mount it up as high as possible so it can grab as much signal as possible. Another option you have with this, because of that magnetic base, is to mount it on the side of maybe a metal cabinet or window frame. Here's the indoor signal strength, somewhere in the 50s, generally not bad. The problem here is that you don't have a lot of signal left over if the signal fluctuates due to bad weather or some other obstruction. You're probably going to lose this channel, and that's the main issue with small, tiny little indoor antennas like this, is that they just don't offer you much of a margin for any variation in signal level. I found that this Magic Stick antenna is very useful as an FM radio antenna because of its monopole omnidirectional design. And another place it might be useful is as a take-along with a portable handheld TV. And yes, they still make those nowadays with digital ATSC tuners. The pluses of this antenna was the cost, the long coax cable, the push-on connector, and the magnetic base. Those give you a little bit of leeway to move the antenna around the room and try to find a good spot to get a decent signal. The minuses are that the coax cable is extremely thin and it's going to be very prone to signal loss. The other one is that it's way too small to be an effective antenna for anything but strong broadcast signals only. It's definitely not a substitute for a properly installed good quality outdoor antenna. However, it might work okay for you if you keep your expectations realistic and if you're just looking for a very simple antenna to set up indoors to pick up a few local broadcast TV stations.